So, what are your formative memories about LGBTQ people, and do you remember the first time you became aware of queer people and homophobia?
I definitely remember the first time I became aware of homophobia. I remember watching with my grandmother when Ryan White was interviewed on Oprah by Oprah. And so he was a boy who was diagnosed with HIV. He contracted the HIV virus from a blood transfusion. He was hemophiliac. And there was so much hate surrounding him. There was so much fear of HIV and AIDS that he had to leave his school. So there sort of were two issues there, the fear of HIV and then the fact that everyone assumed that he was gay and that was something that was to be feared and hated. And I just remember being shocked watching that as a kid at these adults that were, holding up terrible picket signs and threatening his parents and doing all kinds of terrible things. That was definitely the first time that I thought about homophobia, was watching that on TV. From a more personal level, when I was in high school, one of our computer teachers, his name was Joe, and he's a young guy, he's openly gay, and I was involved in the theater department at my school, and Joe helped out with all the plays, especially the musicals, because he was this amazing gymnast, and so he would always do flips and help us with our choreography, and a lot of students, along with myself, we became really, really close to Joe, and I'll never forget, he was singing in the Gay Men's Chorus in Portland, Maine. They had a performance, and a group from high school, we went to go support Joe, and we were so excited, and I'll just never forget pulling up and seeing the picketers outside with all sorts of hateful signs about gay people, and that was the first time that it really hit me on a personal level. I mean, I remember watching Ryan White on TV and thinking, oh, that's so sad, that poor kid, this is so terrible that these things happen, but with Joe, it really ignited anger in me as a sophomore in high school that this teacher that we all loved so much, was such a big part of our lives, that how could they hate Joe? Like I just remember that being extremely upsetting to me.
And was there a time in your life at which you weren't an ally, and when did this change?
I think that I've learned over the course of my life how to be a better ally. I sort of just talked about my progression from seeing something on television and thinking, oh, that's so sad, that's so wrong, I would never do those things, but I didn't do anything to make the world a better place. And from there I sort of progressed to having personal ties to someone who was gay, and then realizing that was some sort of a call to action, but not being sure what that call to action was, beyond thinking more about my language and what sort of language I would tolerate from my friends, or that I would actually correct people if they used some sort of a slur. But I also sort of didn't know what to do beyond that. And yeah, I think I continue to learn how to be a better ally. I remember when I first started at Rivers, one day sitting with a group of teachers, and Whitney, who used to be a teacher here, making the comment about making room for other people in your conversation. And that phrase, making room for other people, just really opened my mind. It made me think that this is beyond not using slurs or correcting people who do, but realizing there's all different types of families and relationships, and so really choosing words carefully, especially when you first meet someone, about asking them questions about their life. There's a big difference between saying, oh, are you married, or do you have a husband, or do you have a wife, and using different language just to make room for the fact that there's all different types of people and relationships out there. And that's not something that I started really deeply thinking about until just over the last 4 years, where I was lucky enough to be part of a lunch table conversation where that comment was made. And so we talk about the power of words. That was that make room phrase is one that has stuck with me for years, and I've passed it on to a lot of people because I think it's so good. So thanks, Courtney.